Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you watched the first video that Miss Hevel has made. If you have not had her as a teacher, she is absolutely fantastic. The first video was on the basics of completing the square. Remember, our goal in the last video was to get x minus h equals k, or sorry, x minus h squared equal k. Um, what we're going to be looking at in this video is a little bit different. Same process though. Instead of starting with an equation that's something along the lines as this: x squared minus 8x minus 15 equals 0, or something like this, and to get it like this, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting with an equation: y equals x squared minus 8x plus 15. Notice the equation is in terms of x and y, and we're going to get it into a format of y equals x minus h squared plus k. We're going to get into this format. So it's not actually, we are coming up with equivalent expressions, but we're coming up with, in this case, equivalent expressions in terms of y. Now, I do want to apologize for my hands. I'm painting my bathroom right now. So in between coats drying, I'm coming to bring you guys videos. That's how important you are to me. So again, going over the process for this, same exact steps as before. The first thing you want to do, make sure all of your x's and numbers are on the same side. Okay. And for a lot of these, that'll already be done for you. There's not going to be much moving here. Now, the next thing we do, very similar to the first video, is we're going to use this value here. Now, I'm sorry, this value here, which is our b value, a, b, and c, just like in the quadratic equation. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this negative 8 divided by 2, which is negative 4. And then we're going to take this negative 4 and we are going to square it, which gives me 16. This number is very, very important. We are going to add this number to both sides. Y plus 16 is equal to x squared minus 8x plus 16 plus 15. So notice again, I add the 16 to both sides. Very similar to what we did in the last video. Right? Nothing new there. If you're adding it to one side, you have to add it to the other. And in fact, the way we find this number is exactly the same as we did before. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is we're going to take this expression, the value including the x's and the value we just added, and what we're going to do is we are going to factor this, right? Just like we did in the last video. Now, I'm going to explain this a little bit more in depth since we kind of understand the process now. Remember, when you factor, it has to be two numbers that multiply up to be 16 and add up to be negative 8. Now, Miss Hevel showed you guys a little trick in the last video that's going to be really helpful. And that is that the number that's going to be in this factored form is always that b value divided by 2. Before we square it, before we make it 16, this is going to be that negative 4. And it will always be that number. Not negative 4, but the way we find that. And you can verify that by negative 4 times negative 4 is equal to 16. Boom, here. Negative 4 plus negative 4 is equal to negative 8. Boom, right there. And this is y plus 16 equals that, right? Now, here, this we rewrite as x minus 4 squared. This is why we call it completing the square, because it generates a perfect square in our equation, equals y plus 16. Now you can see we're very close to getting what we want here. All we have to do now is just subtract 16 from both sides, solving for y, and we get y equals x minus 4 squared minus 1. We now have our equation, y equals x squared minus 8x plus 15, in a different format. Sorry, in a different format here, right? In this x minus h squared plus k. Very, very helpful here. We're going to look at another example in the next video. I hope you guys found this helpful. Again, make sure you've watched the video prior to this and this video before moving on to the next. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope your hands aren't covered in paint. I'll catch you guys in the next video.